I've been gone for 3 weeks. Some of you guys might have noticed, some of you guys might not have noticed, but I wasn't just sitting around doing nothing. I've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes and working on a lot of projects, and I want to involve you guys with a lot of the things that I'm doing with, my trading and even outside of trading as well. So this is like a little bit of an update video just to share with you guys where I've been. I'm back in Scottsdale right now, but for the last month, I was in Tulum, Mexico, working on projects that I think is going to completely change the trading space and some things that I'm very excited to share with you guys. So first, I ended up going to Mexico in Tulum for a couple of reasons. Number one, I kind of wanted to just completely get away. One of the absolute blessings that I have with where I'm currently at in my journey that I hopefully that you guys will be able to get to is I have the freedom of location. I can go wherever I want, whenever I want. And it was something that was a complete change of perspective for me where I'm able to, live in a place which is completely different than the one that I normally live in. And the infrastructure is different. The way of life is different. It's a very slow paced type of life. You drive ATVs everywhere. The infrastructure is a lot lower. You're basically in a jungle. You're by the beach. And it was something that it gave me the opportunity to, look inside myself and reflect on where I'm currently at in my life and the person that I want to be in the next couple of years with working on trade path, working on my own trading, scaling, and other businesses that I want to work on. And so it was really good to reflect on the last year being in Scottsdale and living here and reflect on my trading, reflect on my content, reflect on you guys and everything that I'm kind of building. And it was a really good getaway. And I think we all need a little change of environment and a change of pace in our lives every now and then. And I think also it really helped me dive further into my faith, me being able to build my relationship with Jesus and God, being there and live the slow life and not focus on social media. That's why I wasn't really active on socials, because I was more focused on just doing the thing and living day by day and being just incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to be able to go to the beach, work out in the morning and not even just look at my phone or anything and just work on whatever, I was working on at the time. It was an absolute blessing and I learned a lot from this trip, but obviously I'm excited to be back. I have so much planned that I'm doing right now and just constantly grinding, and emphasize that you guys do the same, because what I've noticed in my life, I go through certain chapters in my life where, we have chapters where it's so much work and we're just completely dialed. And then there's other chapters where it's like, we have no clue what we're doing. We're completely lost. There's no clarity. There's no clear path in front of us. And then there's other times where it's super clear and we're just constantly moving towards whatever that goal is. Around 3 to 4 months ago, I was at that point where I was like, I am kind of lost. I am kind of trying to figure out where I am to go next. Like, what do I feel called to? What do I think is that path for me to go down? And if you're feeling like that currently, number one, know like you're not alone. I go through this all the time and there's different seasons and different chapters of our life. And what I think I noticed was a lot of the times when I was feeling this way and I lacked clarity and I lacked ability to put forth the effort into whatever ideas I had, it was almost like I was manifesting failure for myself. I felt like I was behind in ways. I felt like I would look to other people and feel like I was, behind in sense of, progression as an individual or progression in finance and all these different things. And I'm always wanting to improve myself. And so I fell into this pitfall or this mental hole where I lacked confidence in my ability to just do the things that I need to do, which is crazy because I've always normally never had a problem with that. And I think I fell into this point where I knew I wasn't at my best self and I wasn't at my fullest potential. I was operating out of a sense of the idea of fearing that maybe I wasn't going to be able to do what I want to do, or maybe I wasn't going to be able to accomplish these things. One thing that I came to realize is 99% of the problems that we have in our life is simply just the ideas in our head that get in the way of all of the things that we are visioning and want to accomplish. And it's up to us to decide whether we want to live our lives by these false barriers that we've set in our mind, or we want to actually break free from this and have the freedom to create the world and perspective that we want around us. And I think once we understand that everything that we really need is in the moment, and in an exercise I asked you to do, and something that helped me was like, in this moment right now, I want you to close your eyes. And no matter where you are in your journey, I want you to imagine everything that you want in the next couple years. Whether that's, a bigger bank account, just close your eyes and sit in the moment. Just imagine the feeling and truly embrace yourself in the moment. Imagine right now you got a couple $1 million in the bank. You got that Porsche outside. You are living in the house you've always wanted. Maybe you're in Hawaii, maybe you're in the south of France, whatever it is. And just fully sit there and feel that abundance, that joy and completion. And after this moment, you open your eyes. Now the question I want to ask you is, why do you choose not to feel like that? You just were able to feel like that in this moment moment, you don't need anything. And that's the simplest way that I can explain the difference between operating out of scarcity and operating out of abundance. When we operate out of abundance, knowing that nothing we need, it's not in the future, it's not in the past, it's nowhere except for here and now. And when we embrace the here and now, and we embrace the abundance of what is right now, we're able to overall attract the success in which we're looking for. And what I've noticed in the last month when being in Tulum and also immediately coming back to Scottsdale is when you operate out of this abundance, every single thing starts to get put into its place. The path becomes more clear. The right people start to show up. Moments start to happen. The right opportunities start to happen. The right ideas start to come. And I think we have to operate out of this sense because we don't want to be operating out of, we're fleeing and we're trying to strive towards success, but we're attracting it to us by just simply being the source of abundance. And so I've been working on my software trade path and designing AI tools, and I've been working on my own trading and other businesses as well as tactical traders in my community and my mentorship. And I think one thing I've learned is, doing all of these different things, it's up to me and how I perceive each thing to be able to do it to my highest ability. And I met a guy the other day, and again, going back to the idea of abundance, like just random people, the right people will show up in your life at the right time. These little things just kind of happen when you're walking the steps. And people ask me, it's like, Justin, how do you, find the right people, or how do you get the right connections? I can't tell you. It just happens. Like, it happens when you're not comparing yourself to other people. You're simply embracing the gift that you have. And God all gave us this gift to live our own life and experience our own life and go out and accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. And so now we have a team of 8. We have 3 ML developers. We're making TradePath absolutely amazing. We're about to push live in the next week our AI insights, where a trader will be able to connect their broker, click analyze, and immediately get AI insights of their entire journaling software. We're building habit builder systems where you're able to track individual rules, know rule adherence, know exactly when you're most profitable, when you're least profitable. Our AI will literally give you exactly what your strategy should be based off of your data. And we're continuing to even build even more crazy things I won't say on this video because we don't want other people to steal our ideas while we're working on them, but things that have never been done before that I think every trader will use because it will be necessary, because the people that don't use it will not be as successful. One thing I've learned in this last couple months in my journey is the importance of focusing on your own personal conviction. I got to a point in my life when I first had early success. I made money when before I dropped out of college. My first year of success, I made $300,000 trading. And I go to other people when I'm trying to, accomplish other things, and I get advices and I get opinions. And now you have, 100 people telling you different things, and you start questioning your own ideas, and you say, oh, well, maybe this is right, maybe that's right. And you lose the idea of self-confidence and the conviction of your own ideas. And it's the same thing with, the idea of TradePath. Don't do it. There's other software. There's other journaling software. You're competing with this person. You end up deflating your confidence because of it. Any idea that you have, you should be radical with it. You should take radical accountability. You should have radical ideas. You should have radical confidence. That's extremely important if you want to be different. Different is good. Being different has made me who I am today and where I am in my life today. There's a reason why so few people are unsuccessful, is because they fall into the norm. If everybody was, special, then everybody would be making a bunch of money and, live a fantastic life. Many of you guys, and I used to as well, scroll social media all day long and just consume garbage. You're more focused on other people's lives than your own. This is also what loses conviction. I'm able to take a month off of social media and I feel more clear-minded and more focused than I ever have before. I ask that you do the same, because we are not meant to overconsume as human beings in the sense of knowledge and sense of things. It affects our neurological system. It affects our neurological way of viewing the world around us. What happens is we end up finding ourselves in such tough times to then 6 months later where we look back and realize it was exactly what needed to happen to bring us forward. And that's why you have to treat everything in life as a complete blessing. It's for you. The good things and the bad things are exactly what need to happen in your life for you to achieve what you want to achieve. If you find yourself in struggling times, know that those times are the most important part of your life, because that's what's going to make you who you are. That's what's going to make you capable of doing the things that you want to actually do. The reason I'm sharing this video is to kind of share with you guys, like, obviously where I've been, but to share my mindset with a lot of what I've learned in the last couple months, with falling into deep states of anxiety and stress, which I've never experienced before in my life, and feeling, a sense of lack, and then recouping and understanding, why did I start to feel like that? And it was because I was tying value of myself, treating myself as, I am different this way, I shouldn't be feeling like this, and then it causes it to be more in that way. The more experiences we have in our life, the more that we're able to navigate life. And just to give you guys a little bit of an update on my own trading, I've been pretty risk off the last month to month and a half. In fact, today was like the first trade that I've taken in a long while that was like a pretty good trade. I made a little bit under $5,000, but I've probably taken less trades in the last 2 months than I have in the last 3 years of my entire, trading, of me being profitable. I've been completely risk off, and I think it's partially because of market conditions, partially because of the big move that we've been seeing after tariffs, and now kind of market's starting to slow down a bit, and I've just been wanting to, put my time and mental bandwidth into other things. I've been wanting to scale within my trading, but I just think it's not the right time. I keep trying to almost force it. I'm being called to work on the other things right now that I'm doing. And again, that's just me being completely honest to you. I would love to come on here and just start making a bunch of content and being like, yo, 20K, 30K, 30K days every single day, but it's just not the reality of it. And until I get to a point where I'm comfortable with market conditions and confidence with execution, then we'll get to that point, but it's just not simply where we are right now. Sometimes the best thing to do is take no trades, and a lot of that's kind of been a big lesson that I've learned with my trading in the last 2 months. One thing that you should think about is the market is constantly giving us opportunity. That opportunity isn't necessarily to take trades though. That opportunity could be to not take trades, right? And an analogy I like to use is it's almost like golf. You have your short game, you have your long game, you got your putting, right? You have your entire aspect of what a good golf player is. For a good trader, it's the same thing. The market is giving opportunities to practice your short game, your long game, your putting. And what that means is your defense and your offense. It's gonna give you opportunities when market conditions are just fast and efficient and there's good setups. It's gonna test you for volatility. It's gonna test you for sizing up and being able to stay responsible and disciplined. And it's gonna test you to also be disciplined when there's no opportunity. And you stay patient and you stay risk off and you trade low size. I'm planning to be in this game in a long time. And so I'm not looking at this as I have to make trades right now and make a bunch of money right now. I'm simply waiting for the market to show me the opportunity in which I know I'm going to be able to execute and be confident and be successful with. Going off of what I was saying earlier, if you guys didn't know, again, I said I've been working on, for the last 8 months now, a software called TradePath. It is a journaling software for traders. The last 6 months, I've completely fallen in love with AI. I use AI every single day with so many aspects of my life. And I wanted to be able to use AI in a form for trading to do many different things. And again, a lot of the things that are like really, really cool. We have cool stuff that is gonna be pushed live, but we have stuff that is, currently being worked on that I can't share with you right now. But one of those things is our insights. So for example, a trader can come on to the platform and journal their trades. So for example, let's say I journal my trades for 7 days and I'm able to, reflect on the 7 days, and it's gonna tell me exactly what's wrong with my setup. And I can ask it, what's my most losing day? What's the difference between me taking an SMT trade without an SMT? Where am I lacking the most with my strategy? Anything that you ask, anything that you do, it'll dive everything in your actual trading statistics and give you exactly what you need, because it's literally based off of your data. Another thing I wanted to focus on is just cleanliness. I think other journaling platforms focus too much on things that don't matter, a bunch of random statistics that nobody's actually gonna use. And what we focused on is making it simple and easy to understand and being able to use AI to make it extremely simple and usable. Also making super simple habits and strategy systems where a trader can come on and just create their rules and say, this is my rule, this is my rule, this is my day rule. Be able to have our AI alert them when things change, alert them when they're breaking their rules. And again, a lot of what I want to tell you, I can't tell you because we're working on it, but I would say be on the lookout for that as well. So what's next for me? What's next for Justin? You guys might be wondering, or not. My goal is to just continue to work on everything that I'm working on right now and start getting back into the move of things with making content. And then I'll probably head back out to Europe and go meet up with some of my buddies and go spend some time up there for the summer and just continue to work on TradePath, continue to trade, continue to work with the Tactical Traders community and the Tactical Traders mentorship, and really put my time and effort into my students as well. My personal vision is just continuing to make the best version of myself every single day, moving the ball forward, improving myself, improving my businesses, improving my relationships, improving my team members, improving everything that I'm doing in my life, and just continuing to be extremely grateful and be extremely blessed to be in the opportunity to be in the position to do these things and experience the things that I'm able to experience in my life and travel and work with great people and be able to test myself. And I'm extremely, extremely blessed. And I pray that every single one of you guys will be able to, be in this kind of position if that's what you want. Obviously, whatever you want, I pray for that as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm excited to be back, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.